closed captioning brought to you by the Notaries Public of BC.
Welcome back. Joining us now is Jan Hemming, President of the Master Gardeners Association of BC. Hi there, Jan.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. Gardening is the most amazing thing, and obviously our couple of the week are absolutely understanding that. But in some ways, it's a lost art. It's slipping away. What's happening with that?
Well, what I find is the younger generation now didn't grow up with either their grandparents or their parents growing food and plants in their garden because they were so busy. And so what I find now is if you're retired from a profession, it's getting back to that lost art. It's learning to work in the community in terms of what you can do and giving back. It's teaching children. It's knowing what you grow and sharing it. And I think it's just the most wonderful opportunity to not only give back to the community, but be working out in nature with all those birds, bees, and ladybugs in terms of giving you that sense of peacefulness when you're out in the fresh air.
So for those of us who are north of 49, we could be in some transition territory. We might have been in a house and we're leaving that and we're going into a condo. Maybe we never did actually manage to get the gardening stuff dealt with while we were raising families, yes. and so we have no comprehension about how do you start as a beginner? You're in a condo. I mean, have you missed the opportunity?
No, absolutely not. Because what I always say to people is look around in your community to what your resources are. There may be a local garden club that you can go. If your passion is lilies, there's always a resource in terms of a rhodo, a lily, heathers, whatever it is. And there's no need to worry about, I don't have a big property. Because what you can do is you say, I can do it in containers. So what we talk about is if you've got a condo, and you're still passionate about flowers or edibles, you use your containers.
But there's also a social aspect as well. Can you speak to that?
Absolutely. What you find is especially with Master Gardeners, and there's 6 chapters around the province. So we go from Prince George to the Okanagan, Thompson-Shuswap, Vancouver, in terms of lots of opportunities in Vancouver, Vancouver Island and Victoria. What you find is in the Master Gardeners, there's that also community bonding in terms of your interests. So if, in fact, you have a property that you need to fix and you say, I need a lot of help getting some of these shrubs out because I want to replant and I'm doing grasses. Get a little work party together and say, come on over to my house. We're offering tea and coffee on Saturday afternoon, 2 hours, done. And then you actually have the bonding with your fellow colleagues, but you're also learning something too in terms of opportunities for changing your landscape in terms of you don't have to have it the same all the time.
And there's an intergenerational component as well, is there not?
Absolutely. We actually, in Victoria, I can give you an example. We talk about junior Master Gardeners. And so in the summertime, we have a program a week at a time where children can come from 6 till 12, 6 years of age to 12 years of age, and learn all about gardening.
People beyond a certain age or beyond certain physical capabilities. Is there a way to continue gardening if you start to lose your strength or ability to wander around lugging those 50-pound sacks of earth?
That's a very good question, Michelle. I think what you need to look at is you can't do it all yourself all the time. And so you may need to look at help. And that's when you start looking at the younger generation in terms of having that ability to help you with all the necessary things that you need to do in your garden. And the other thing we talked about too is you don't have to have those huge properties. You start looking at how can I manage this with raised beds? So you don't have to bend over all the time. So you start looking at different ways of gardening based on your abilities.
So Jan, I get the sense that no matter where you are in your life, whether you're physically fit or have to take things kind of easy, there's always a place for gardening. You can find a way.
Absolutely. Just as gardens go through growth and renewal, so do people. And that's what you have to think about. There's always growth and renewal in our lives.
So no matter what, find a way, put on the knee pads and roll up the sleeves and get out and get your hands dirty.
Perfect.
Jan Hemming, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
North of 49, a guide to the rest of your life.